Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for today's continuous discussion on Gita Gyan program, Bhagavad Gita chapter. Today we're going to discuss chapter 8, which is going to be a very interesting chapter. So the title of this chapter is what they call attaining the supreme. So now Krishna is going to explain how that we can attain the supreme personality. Okay. Before we start, let's do our invocation prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swa Parantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagar Jadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satpaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vidam Cha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Jaya Pataka Swami Niti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaura Kadadamadaya Nagaragrama Tarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasa Chire Satarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaye Kripaptaye Krishna Sambandha Viknana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktira Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namustute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Apasitanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambra Sambodhe Padam Pujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupai Rupanuga Vrayate Gaura Virbhavabu Metvanidasa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhama Shri Jagannataya Te Namaha Vanchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva Cha Patitanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nastapriyesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki Hari Om Tatsat Hare Krishna. So today is 20th December 2024, Friday. So we gathered here to discuss on Bhagavad Gita, the continuous discussion. So far that we have passed through 7 days. So today we're going to sit on the 8th day, and we have another 10 more days before the session ends. Okay. So this is going to be a very interesting program today, especially whereby we're going to discuss about the universal form, the creation, and all these things. Okay. So without further delay, let's start our program. Okay. So ISKCON Ipo proudly presents Gita Gyan, the essence of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8. So let's take darshan from Sri Damodara. The boy, Krishna is in the form of a boy. So we just celebrated Damodara Astaka. That means the month of Damodara, we offer the ghee lamb to Lord Damodara. Namam Vishwaram Sachit Ananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashoda Biyolu Kalat Davamanam Paramristam Atyantato Turtigopya Rudantamo Netra Yukmam Murjantam Karam Boja Yukmena Satan Ganitra Moho Swasa Kampas Kanta. Okay, so we dedicate our today's program to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And this program is inspired by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami. And also we dedicate this program to His Grace Anadi Jagannath Prabhu of Bangalore, ISKCON Shishadipuram, creator, brainchild of the essence of Bhagavad Gita program worldwide. Just give me a second. Something is not. Okay, anyway. So let's look at today's Gita Mahatmya. Gitasya pustakam yatra nitya patascha vartate tatra sarvani tirthani prayagadini bhutale. Sri Vaishnava Tantra Sara, verse 40. See what Krishna says here. Okay, he says, all the holy places in this universe, such as Prayag, are eternally present wherever the Gita, the eternal book of divine song, is present. Okay, so 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 now we understand that this Bhagavad Gita is not an ordinary kind of book. Okay, we are always looking for ways to that we want to go and visit overseas. We want to go to this place of pilgrimage. How many places of pilgrimage can we actually go? Okay, when you look at the Sri Vaishnava alone, there are 108 places of pilgrimage. They call Divya Desam, 108. Okay, 107 in this material world, and the 808 is that Vaikuntha planet they were referring to. Okay, so like that, 108 Divya Desh. Then after that, there's also in our Sampradaya, that Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya, we also have very important holy places. Just imagine in Vrindavan alone got 5,000 temples. Okay. In Vrindavan, I think it's around 128 miles or something like that. Okay. The land span. And Krishna has actually had pastimes at every inch of that land. Huh? And sometimes when we go, we have to go into the forest, Talawan and all these kind of Nandagram. So a lot of places, even in Vrindavan alone. Okay, how about Mayapur? So now there's more and more places are being discovered. Okay, but very unfortunately, some of the most important part of the place of pilgrimage is in Bangladesh. All right, is Bangladesh, and these now they are Bangladeshis. They are trying to create so much of trouble, and they are trying to destroy. Okay, they are trying to destroy the Sanatan Dharma entirely from Bangladesh. They are destroying all the places of pilgrimage in Bangladesh. Okay, so we can't go to Bangladesh, and there's also some holy places in Pakistan. All right, especially the Sindhu River, which is one of the holy river. So like that, there is so many places. Okay, I read this book called Ganga. Okay, any one of you got this book Ganga? Any one of you? It's a quite an old book. Anyone? Don't have, huh? All right, there's a book called Ganga. In that book, usually you can see what you call uh, the place. See, when Ganga flows from the spiritual world, okay, Agasa Ganga is coming down. It comes down with full force. When it comes in full force, okay, it can destroy the material world. The earth can't take it. Earth can't bear it. So therefore, what Mother Ganga will tell Bhagirathi, he said, now you please ask someone to subdue the power of my energy. So that's when he'll be meditating upon Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva will hold that water, the pressure of the water. Then after that comes down slowly. All right. So from there it falls down, and from then it comes out from what they call the place Badrikaksha. Okay, it's a northern part. The place called Gomukhi. Go means cow, Mukhi means face. So you can see the place where it looks like a cow, all right? And from the mouth, the Ganga will flow out. And how the Ganga comes down? So when the Ganga comes and fall here, towards India, it became Ganga, and also it goes towards Russia. It's called Olga River. Okay. So like that, there is so many places of pilgrimage where we have no access to. Okay, because we are living in Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, everything seems to be not to say not easy, because we don't have the lifespan. Okay, yesterday we discussed about that the Yuga, the Satya Yuga. In Satya Yuga, or called a Krita Yuga, our lifespan is 100,000 years. So we have all the time in the world to go and visit all the places. Then come to Treta Yuga. Treta Yuga, the lifespan is 10,000 years. Okay, still can have time. Then in Dwapara Yuga, 1,000 years. But in Kali Yuga, we have only have 100 years. And that also to live up to 100 seems to be not an easy task. All right, seems to be not a joke. Okay, so when we see that in this we have a short lifespan, and at the same time we also have so much of high agitation, a lot of challenges in life, so a lot of things, a lot of issues to cover, and country to country they're creating enmity. We can't get visa access to the certain country, and certain countries we cannot go because it's not safe, a lot of things. Okay, so but what we can understand from this Mahatmya is very simple. Okay, all the holy places, we are talking about the planet Earth, but there is only a lot of holy places in other heavenly kingdoms, right? So all these holy places, holy tirthas and everything, just name it, just think about it, everything exists and present in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, that is eternally present. Okay, how the thing present? So that means when the eternal book of divine song, okay, so wherever the Gita, the eternal book of divine song is present. So imagine when we are studying the Gita, when you are reading the Gita, what actually we are doing is we are taking darshan from all these holy places, because the thing is present there. So when we simply study the Gita, we read the Gita, so all that holy places, holy tirthas, everything present there. So when you see that Ganga present there, so what do you do with that? You are taking a dip in Ganga. How? Just by reciting the Gita. Okay. You want to go to Badrikaksham, right? Badrinath, Kedrinath, Muktinath, the highest point. Muktinath, Badrinath, Kedrinath, Muktinath. It is not possible. Okay. If you should be very young and active in order to climb that place. And of course, it opened 6 months. Then after 6 months, they closed the temple. Okay, the Vishnu temple, highest Vishnu temple. And in that place, of course, there's a lot of miracle story there. But anyway, it's also predicted as Kali Yuga becoming more and more ardent, the place will disappear. I mean, there'll be a big landslide and everything, the place will be covered. So we can't go there. So like that. So when we are studying Gita, that means we are taking darshan from Muktinath, Kedrinath, Badrinath. Okay. Then after that, from all the holy places. Okay. So like that. So that's why I'm saying Gita is something that you should really, really, really keep and worship with you whenever and wherever. Okay. Take the Gita with you. If you take the Gita with you, the entire holy places are traveling with you. Okay. So when that entire holy place travels with you means how? Isn't that fantastic? Huh? So it's like that. Okay. Now let's look at that, understanding the Gita. In this world, men are not meant to quarrel like cats and dogs. We must remember this. Okay, we are simply quarreling like cat and dogs for no reason, for some frustration. So people are quarreling. So this world is not meant for quarreling like cats and dogs. Because when you see the cats and dogs quarrel for no reason, okay, man must be intelligent to realize the importance of human life. He must realize, okay, how important is this human life, because it's a very rare opportunity that he got. Okay, after so many birth and so many death, and now you get a chance to be a human being. So let's not bring our experience in our previous life of being in this animal body and all this. Okay, so then we must have intelligence to realize, we must realize that this human life is very rare and we got it. Okay, at the same time, the importance, how important, okay, the human life is. Then after that, we also have a choice to refuse to act like an ordinary animal. A human being should realize the aim of his life. He should understand what is his aim of his life. And this direction is given in all Vedic literatures. Okay, in all Vedic literatures is given, but the essence of it is given in Bhagavad Gita. Hmm? Vedic literature is meant for human being, not for animal. Animal can kill one another, and there's no question of sin in their part. Okay, if the animal going to kills a cow, no sin. But you going to kill the cow, that's it. So if an animal kills an animal for the satisfaction of his uncontrolled taste, okay, if a man kills, okay, for the satisfaction of uncontrolled taste, okay, he must be responsible for breaking the law of nature. Okay, you have to take responsibility of killing that animal. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly explained that there are three kinds of activity according to the different modes of nature. Okay, the activities in goodness, passion, and ignorance. Similarly, there are three kinds of eatable also: the eatable in goodness, the eatable in passion, and edible in ignorance. All of this is so clearly described, and if we properly utilize, okay, when we properly utilize the instruction of Bhagavad Gita, then our whole life will become purified. Okay, we have to be purified, and ultimately we'll be able to reach the destination which is beyond this material sky. Okay, so today Krishna is going to explain about this topic about attaining the supreme. What does it means by attaining the supreme? Okay, how to attain the supreme? So let's recap from our yesterday's class. Sadi bhutadi daivang mam sadi yaknam chaye vidu prayana kale pi chamam te vidur yukta chetasaha. That means those in full consciousness of me. Okay, if you are fully conscious of Krishna and who know me, the Supreme Lord, to be the governing principle of material manifestation. That means he's the in charge, the governor of material manifestation of the demigods and all the method of sacrifice. Okay, all the method of sacrifice, he's the one can understand and know me, the Supreme Personality of God, even at the time of death. Okay, what does it mean by even at the time of death? All right, let's look at the scenario. What will happen? At the time that a person leaves the body, you know what happened? He start to feel the air start to choke his throat. All right, he get choked and he'll be gasping for air. All right, gasping like that, gasping. All right, you breathe in, you cannot breathe out, you breathe out, cannot breathe in, and that is the moment where it's going to be a very, very, very tedious moment. It's going to be a very stressful moment in time. Okay, in Garuda Purana, it says that the time of leaving the body is just like 1,000 scorpions are what they call scorpion. They bite, they don't bite. What they do? They what is the term they use? The scorpion strike you. Okay, whatever. So in Tamil we call tail kotradhu. Tail kotradhu. Okay. So in English they said if what happened if all the 1,000 scorpions at the same time attacks a person. That is how terribly painful is that final moment of time, moment of life. Okay, so it is in that stressful condition. Okay, wow, what are the things that we may start to think? Okay, we may start to wonder, oh, what am I going to do? What my wife going to do? What my children going to do? How am I going to go on? How they are going to go on, and then what is going to be my destination? Okay, what is going to be my destination? So what is going to happen to my body? My body is going to be turned into ash. So, or they're going to bury, or they're going to throw into the vulture. In a certain culture, they throw into the body into vulture, like a Parsi religion. Okay, Zoroastrian is a Persian Parsi religion. So what they do, or even the Jain, they put the body to the vulture. Okay, in certain culture, the Abrahamic culture and the Taoist, they bury the body. Okay, and when you look at this other culture, they will burn. So the body will turn into three things. The precious body that we are living in, that we are taking care so nicely, will turn into three. Either it turn into a stool, turn into a earth, and turn into a ash. Okay, according to our culture. All right, what does it mean by turning into stool? So say the vulture come and eats our body, then after that it drops. You go there and it drops, right? The bird dropping. So what happened? Our body get digested, turn into a stool. Okay, then we turn. So all these kind of things. So at that moment, we are so frustrated. What's going to happen to me? What's going to a person who do not know anything, they suffer and struggle in great anxiety. Just like a person who sentenced to jail sentence. If a person who don't know anything about jail sentence, he will start to suffer. He will start to jump. He'll start to when the judge says you are sentenced to 20 years imprisonment. Oh, what am I going to do? He will start to protest. But the person who knows the law, who knows the rules, who knows everything, he goes to the jail very happy. Why? Because he knows what's the do's and don'ts and he know how to come out. So just like that, okay? So at that moment, so that's why Krishna says, you have to be fully conscious of me, okay? To be known as a Supreme Lord, the governing principle of all manifestation. If one can understand that, at that particular moment, they can even remember, they can understand and know me, even at the time of death, okay? So that's the thing. So now let's look at 8.1. So 8.1, Arjuna is asking a question. So he asks, Kim Tat Brahma, Kim Adhyatma, Kim Karma Purushottama, Adi Bhutam Cha Kim Proktam, Adi Daivam Kim Uchyate. He says, Arjuna inquired, oh, my Lord Krishna, oh, my Lord, the Supreme Person, what is that Brahman? What is the self? What are the fruitive activities? What is this material manifestation? And what are the demigods? Please explain this to me. So this is the question that we all supposed to ask in our life. Okay, but of course we are too engrossed, or maybe we just don't even realize it. Okay, it's not our fault, but the environment is such because we have been living in ignorance. So that's why Arjuna is asking this question on our behalf. He says, first he asks, who is Brahman? Okay, then what is the self? What is the fruitive activity? Palam, right? So what is the fruitive activity is all about? And what is its material manifestation? Okay, the external energy. Remember yesterday we studied, okay? And who are the devas, demigods? So 8.2, Krishna says, Adi yakna katam kotra, dehismin madhusudana, prayana kalecha katang, nyeyosi niyatatmabi. He who is the Lord of sacrifice? I mean, sorry, Arjuna is continuing with the question, sorry. So Arjuna is saying, asking again, then he continues his question, who is Lord of sacrifice? And how does he live in the body, O Madhusudana? And how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death? Okay, he's asking, how am I supposed to know you at the time of death? So now, verse 3 and verse 4 of chapter 8, Krishna, I just create a summary. Arjuna's query, who is Brahman? Okay, who is Brahman means spirit. And Krishna answers, indestructible living entity. That means all the living entities that you and me and everything cannot be destroyed. Okay, indestructible. And what is Adhyatma? Arjuna asked, the control of the body. So Krishna says, eternal nature, the self. Okay, that is to serve the supreme. Eternal nature of a living entity is to serve the supreme personality. And what is karma? Karma means work of fruitive activities. And Krishna answers, activity which generates a material body for the living entity. All right. Okay, this is quite important. So now you see, you are here today of what your activity in your previous birth. And you shall be in the future of your activity in this current birth. In this current birth, you have a choice to choose. Okay. Just like sometimes when you're going out, you're traveling to other countries, you still have a lot of hotels, a lot of lodges that you can choose to stay. All right. What type of thing? If you are very rich, you can stay in 5-star, 7-star hotel. If you are just not so big deal, not so rich, just nice, you can go and stay there maybe in a 2-star, 3-star hotel or like that. And say if you are not like that, all right, if say you're not so rich, you're financially you're very tough, you go there, maybe you stay in the dorm, okay, like a backpacker's dorm. So you go and stay in a normal place. All depends on your affordability. Similarly, according to your activity today, that shall be going to be your next birth. Okay, so that's why once we understand our constitutional position, we understand the nature of a human being. Okay, what is my nature? What is my duty? Okay, what is my nature? My constitutional position as the eternal servant of Krishna. Then after that, I take up the studies. Okay, how am I supposed to serve Krishna? But Krishna, before he could come to that point, he started to explain. First of all, understand yourself. That's why in Bible, Jesus says, know thyself. That's the first thing that you should know. Know thyself. Get to know yourself. Who are you actually? Know thyself. In Bible it says, right? So similarly here, Krishna starts with that. Yes, know yourself. First of all, you are a soul. All right, then he starts from there. What does soul mean? Soul means something that can never be destroyed, can never be, in no situation, the soul cannot be destroyed by any material means. It cannot be burnt, it cannot be moist, you can't wither it, you can dry it, you can't cut it into pieces, nothing. First of all, you understand that, yes. And who is that soul? That you are the soul. You got it? So if you say, oh, I am the soul, that means I'm that powerful. Yes, you are that powerful. And of course, then after that, it says the soul is eternal. That means the soul was existed before and will go on existing in the future. Oh, really? That means me? That means I know that I will never die. I, as the soul, I never die. All right. Then how we know the soul exists in a person? The soul exists through consciousness. Okay. How do I know the sun is up now? Because the sun exists through it is shine. Okay. I can see the sunshine is shining. All right. It pervades everywhere. Then I know, okay, there's a sun up there now. Okay. So like that, we know that when the soul pervades and start to have consciousness, oh, there's a presence of the soul. Okay. We understand that. Then after that, Krishna continues what? He says, now, first you understand yourself as a soul. Okay. Now let's talk about your body. Okay. And what is your body is made of? Okay, your body is made of Mahabhuta. Mahabhuta means the 5 material element, that is air, water, ether, fire, and earth. Okay, it's made of these 5 element. Okay, and in that 5 element, you have then it goes come out with another 24 senses. Okay, it has senses, 5 working senses, 5 knowledge acquiring senses. Okay, senses, 5 knowledge acquiring senses, 5 working senses. Okay, and including your Mahabhuta, total is 20. Total are 20 elements. Okay, that made of your material body. Okay, then after that you have another one is Pradhana. Pradhana means the Prakriti, or the to understand the 3 mode of material nature. So total is 21. All right, that made of this your body. But there's another body which is also like when you wear a shirt, there's a singlet inside there. All right, and what is a single? That means what is a subtle body that can't be seen but only can perceive. That means when I start to express my love to someone, when I express my anger, my frustration, where do that come from? Does it my anger come from my eyes? The anger come from my nose? No, it comes from something that can't be seen but only can be perceived, and that is called the subtle body. And that subtle body is made of 3 elements. That is mind, intelligence, and ego. We have studied that. I hope. If you've forgotten, please go back to the video. We have got the video for you, YouTube channel. But only the chapter 6 that we're talking about, that you have to follow the channel that I shared in a Zoom, right? Because the YouTube has already banned the thing, right? They say it's not allowed because we talk so much in detail about the committing suicide, which they found out it is inappropriate. Anyway, so that means there's another 3. That means total are 24 elements that made of this subtle, that made of this material body. Oh, really? So you are a spirit soul, which is part of the God, which is eternal and everything, but you are living in this matter, which is made of these 24 elements. Right? Sometimes when you talk about one hurdle itself, such a big thing, but now we are talking about 24 hurdles to pass through. Okay, and what is that ignorance? Right? So that means we understand. So okay, now I understand all these things. Okay, now you have to come out from that ignorance. And what is that ignorance is all about? The ignorance to identify me as the body, the ignorance to say that everything around me belongs to me. Okay, nothing is belongs to me. Okay, even the body that you are so much in love, that you take care so well, also doesn't belong to you. Nothing is belong to you. Huh? So this shirt doesn't belong to me, because the shirt is once upon a time, it was from the tree. They took the cotton and they brought to the thing, brought to the factory, and the factory, the thing that make that that combines the cotton turn into a cloth is made from iron, and iron came from the earth, which is also provided by Krishna. And after that, it is also came from this, and that machine is powered by electricity. Okay, where the electricity come from hydroelectric. Okay, in Malaysia we have hydroelectric. Okay, there's a waterfalls, it just turns the turbine, creates electricity. I'm not sure about other countries, like I think in India they're having that fan. There's a what they call, what is the term, hydro, and that is something. Okay, there's a huge fan, you just blow and create electricity, or sometimes from solar. Even solar also come from Krishna. The wind, the electricity that churn from the wind, also wind turbine. Yes, wind turbine also produced by the air from Krishna. So everything is provided by him, right? Then after that, the most important, the person who are doing it, they have the intelligence and inspiration. The knowledge also come from Krishna. They combined everything, and now they give. Then they sold the thing, and I bought, and I wear it. This is mine. This is mine. That is that ignorance. All right. Yes, this is belongs to you, but you're not that. Just like example, this is my hand. Okay, my hand is here. All right. So now you say like something unfortunate happened yesterday. My hand got cut off. Okay, my hand got cut off. After my hand is cut off, I see my hand is laying there. All right. If someone take the axe and chop my hand, will I feel the pain? I won't feel the pain, right? Yes or not? I won't feel the pain because the hand has been severed from my body. Okay. So that means the hand, which is mine. Let's see. All right. Then just like in English, people ask you, who are you? Whose shirt is this? Oh, this is my shirt. Whose hand is this? This is my hand. Whose spec is this? This is my spec. Who are you? I'm Padita Taraka. So that means, what does it, the word mind means? Mind means what? M-I-N-E. Mind means something that belongs to you, but you're not that. The shirt belongs to me, but I'm not this shirt. The hand belongs to me, I'm not this hand. The specs belongs to me, this is not my spec. When I ask who am I am. That's when I am, the original constitutional position of the Atma. I am Padita Tarana Jagannath Das. Right? So that is how we get identified. All right, that is how we get identified. So So that means that's the thing. So we have to come out from this ignorance. Okay, now Krishna says, now you should understand ignorance. How to get rid of the ignorance is the what teaching the entire Bhagavad Gita. So once we know that, then we know, then karma. So when we understand we are not this body, so we will think, okay, I'm stuck here in this material world for time immemorial. And of course, I'm not so happy and it's not very satisfying to be here. I want to get out of this place. Right? So your karma will change. Your karma will become karma yoga. Okay, when you start to link everything to Krishna, you get a body according to what Krishna promises, the eternal form in the spiritual world. Right? But you think, no, I think that's not the thing that I want. Well, fair enough. You do karma. Karma means for fruitive activity. Okay, that means you want to get the fruit, you want to enjoy the fruit, and you get the body according to your desire. So the activity that generates the material body or for the living entity is called karma. Okay, Adibhuta, the material manifestation, there's constantly changing physical world. The worlds are keep changing. Adi Daiva, the supreme demigod, right? I mean the universal form which includes all demigods and their different planets. Okay, we're going to discuss this in chapter 11, the universal form. Then Adi Yakna, the enjoyer of sacrifice. Okay, so Paramatma in every embodied living being, which is Krishna himself. Okay, enjoy of all sacrifice. So all the sacrifice that we are doing, Tyaga, all we are doing is for the satisfaction of pleasing Krishna. All right. Sometimes, say like for instance, when say like suddenly a child sacrifice all her money, okay, to buy something and prepare something for you, some nice gift, and come and give you, daddy, this is something I made for you. Right? Of course, the money is mine, everything is mine, the resources is mine. But when the child that I given the child that kind of money for her to whatever to do, but she sacrificed the money to create something and coming back and offering it back to me, that gives me so much of satisfaction. So similarly, the Adi Yakna, the enjoy of sacrifice, that means we whatever sacrifice that we do, we dovetail to Krishna. So when we dovetail to Krishna, Krishna is very pleased. All right. So where does Adi Yagna reside? That means who is the enjoy of sacrifice? Where he resides? He resides in the heart of all. Okay. Then how to remember Krishna at the time of death is going to be the next one. So 8.5 Krishna says, Antakale chamang eva smaran mukta kalevaram ya prayati satmat bhavang yati nastyatra shangshayaha. So Krishna says, and whoever at the end of his life quits his body remembering me alone at once attains the nature of this, of my nature, attains my nature. Of these, there's no doubt. Okay, you only have two options. You go back to him, you don't come back. Or anything that below him, you have to go like a roller coaster from up to down, like you know that like you know the Ferris wheel. You from the high berth come to the low berth, and for that you go up just again and again and again, just like in a washing machine. You go around, round and around and around, and you suffer and enjoy according to that mode. So Krishna says very clearly, right? Antakale chamam eva, antakala kattatala. Right? Whoever at the end of his life quits his body, remembering me alone. That means Krishna says only him, no one else. Okay, he attains alone. Once attained my nature, and there's no doubt about it. Okay, when you look at this photo here, now you see this is the grandfather Bhishma. After the war, what happened? Because he had this boon that he cannot die. Okay, he got the boon that he cannot die. Okay, so what happened? He can't be. The death is something that only he chooses. When he want to die. So at that moment, all the grandchildren, everybody came. Okay, he was lying on the arrow of bait because there's so many arrows went pierced through his body. He fell down. He's as though like floating. Okay, all the arrows at this bottom, you see, it is like holding him. So he's just waiting to leave his body. So while he's waiting, because he can decide the time of death. So while waiting for the auspicious time, he was instructing all his grandchildren. And one you see here is Yudhishthira. Okay, after they won the war, he was thrown as the emperor. Okay, so he was in there at that moment. They're going to take instruction from Bhishma Dev. All right. So ask Bhishma Dev, okay, give me instruction. And one of the most important instruction Bhishma gave is what they call Sahasra Nama. Sahasra Nama means Sahasra means 1,000. Nama means name, 1,000 names. All right. He says every day you must chant the Sahasra Nama. Om Keshavaya Nama, Om Narayanaya Nama, Om Govindaya Nama, Om Vishnave Nama, Madhusudanaya Nama, Om Trivikramaya Nama, Om Vamanaya Nama, Sridharaya Nama, Sikeshaya Nama, Padmanabhaya Nama, Damodaraya Nama. Like that, 100,008,000 names of Vishnu every day you chant. And after that, he said, but if you can't chant this mantra, your tongue is as good as the tongue of a serpent. You know, serpent, the snake. The snake. Your tongue is as good as the tongue of a snake. So when they were talking about this, it puzzled Mother Parvati. Mother Parvati or Bhavani is the wife of Lord Shiva. Okay. When Mother Parvati saw that incident, when he heard the incident, he looked at Lord Shiva and he said, and she will tell, that is not fair, my dear Lord. Then Lord Shiva says, what is not fair? Well, you see that Brahmanas and Kshatriyas are educated. Some or other they go through this Vedic education. How about the people who are Vaishya and Shudra and Chandalas? All right, all these kind of people also still a human being. Okay, it looks like it's a very discriminative, what they call instruction. Only the educated one can get moksha. And how about those who are not educated? Okay, how are they going to achieve the success? How? Because to remember 1,000 names of Vishnu, you have to have remembrance. You have to memorize. In order to memorize, you have to be educated. You could be able to see the word and remember. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Keshavaya Namaha. You must be able to study, remember, and understand, memorize it. But the thing is, if you are not educated, then how? That's when Lord Shiva gave a very, very famous instruction. Okay? Rama Rama Rameti Rame Manorame. Sahasranama Nameti something. Okay? Let me get the verse. Can anyone remembers the verse? Rama. GT push message. Okay. Okay. The verse is Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Sri Rama Rama Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varaname. All right. So now here it's a fantastic thing. All right. It says that Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane. So it says here, Krishna, Lord Shiva gave that instruction. He says, when a person simply chant the name of Rama at least once, it is equivalent that person have chanted the entire Sahasranama. You see, you all follow me? That means if you just chant the name Rama once, Rama, all right, it's considered you have chanted the entire 1,000 names of Vishnu. The potency of 1,000 names of Vishnu is inside in one name called Rama. Okay, like that. So you say, oh, really? So that's why we are chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. When you chant the Rama 3 times, Rama, Rama, Rama is equivalent to one name of Krishna. So when you chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you can see 4 Krishna and 4 Rama. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So you see 4 Krishna and 4 Rama. So 1 Krishna equal to 3 Ram. So that means 4 Krishna times 3 is 12 plus another 4, 16 names of Ram inside this one Maha Mantra. So if 16 names of one in one Maha Mantra times by 1,000, you see there are 16,000 names of Vishnu in this one Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Okay, they have this entire thing in one name of Krishna. You got it? So when we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you are equivalent to chanting all the 16,000 names of Vishnu. Or in other words, 16 Sahasra Nama effect, it is in one Maha Mantra. And imagine if you chant 108 times, that means 1 round. And imagine if you can chant 16 times. Okay, so by doing that, and another thing also Krishna says, and Lord Shiva, okay, I'm going out of the topic. So now what happened in this conversation, after he's telling that to Mother Parvati, then after that, another thing that he says at the end of his life, when he keeps his body remembering me alone. So how is that be possible to remember him alone? Well, how if I don't remember? All right. What happened if I don't remember? See, I'm choking. No, the bile has choked my throat. I'm gasping for air. For air. Right? In Tamil, we call, male muchi, kil muchi, tenerikitrupom. Right? We couldn't breathe. We are struggling. Right? We start to feel our eyes are rolling up. Okay? Eyes are rolling up. We start to feel the legs at the tip of the thing is like pulling. You feel everything start cramping. Okay? Okay. So now, you may say, how do I know? Right? Because once I had this experience, near-death experience. Right? That's why I'm telling you what actually I went through. Right? 1st December 2006. Yes. All right. I had a terrible asthma attack until I was supposed to leave. But anyway, Krishna wants me here again. Okay. So at that moment, I remember your eyes start rolling up, your toes are start stretching, you see all your legs and everything start cramping. At that moment, I struggle. Okay, I struggle. Okay, then what happened? My sister came and gave me a drop of Ganga Jal that I could remember Krishna, but after that, unfortunately, the doctor saved me. Anyway, it's out of the topic. So now Lord Shiva says, then what will happen in this kind of environment? What happen if this kind of environment that how to remember me alone? Then how if the person was struggling and they forget? And that's when Lord Shiva again says, to those devotees of the Lord who are going to leave the body going to leave the body, but they are in forgetfulness, I shall go to their right ears. I shall go to the right ears and chant Rama, 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 and I will give the remembrance. I will remind him. You understand? And where the conversation happened? The conversation is documented in Padma Purana. So one of that Purana that we are following, that we are taken as our authorized Purana. You see, Srila Prabhupada have quoted so many verses from Padma Purana. Even the Mahatmya, the Bhagavad Gita Mahatmya, the Srimad Bhagavatam Mahatmya, all were from Padma Purana. That's when, because Lord Shiva will be instructing Mother Parvati, Bhavani, he'll be telling what are the things. So Padma, so that's why we call Padma Purana. The second authorized Purana that speaks on the glories of chanting the holy name is Skanda Purana by Lord Kartikeya, Murugan. Skanda Purana. We take it as one of the authorized Purana that we are following. So Skanda Purana, Padma Purana, then another Purana that a lot of quotes were taken from Vishnu Purana. Then another one is what? Okay, there's another few Puranas. Okay, so all this is, so now this is the extract from that Purana. So Krishna is saying, at the end of his life, he remembering me alone, that when we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, just imagine one time you say Rama is equal to 16,000. If you're going to do it in one round, it's going to be 16,000. If you're going to do 108, just imagine. If you do 16 times, can you imagine few 100,000 names of Vishnu you're calling every single day? At that moment, your tongue will get so purified, your mind will become so purified, and you could easily remember the Lord at the time of death. But if you can't, you forget, don't worry, Lord Shiva will come and remind you. So there's no loss or diminution. 8.6, Krishna also continues. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajayante kalevaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sadatat bhava bhavitaha. But he says, then after that he says, whatever state of being one remembers, when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he shall attain without fail. That is very, very, very important. That is why you see all the kings. Okay, when you see the photo here, there's King Bharat. The India, the whole earth was called Bharat, Bharatvaj. Bharat was because of this King Bharat. Okay, King Bharata. India is now still called as Bharat Bhumi, right? Because of this king, very pious king. So what they do those days, the king, they will never remain as a king until the final moment. Okay, now you see the British king. All right, now he's also, they say they got some cancer or something, he won't make it. He's very sick, and he's still holding on his thing. You see, all the kings and all the sultans around the world are like that. They become the king until the final moment, until death, they will hold the position. But when you look at the Vedic system, after they see the son is grown up, the son become after going through all the training, military training, Gurukul training, he have studied everything. Then after that, he have to go for hunting, he have to go for fighting. After that, he's good. That's when the father will inherit the kingdom to the son while he's alive. Okay, he will put the son establish him, coronation process. He will coronate him as the king. Then after that, the father will renounce the world and go to forest and for self-realization. Because at that final moment of time, he have to be fully conscious of Krishna because he doesn't want to miss the boat. So what happened to this King Bharat? When you see the thing, King Bharat, so after giving up everything, he went to the forest to meditate. Suddenly he saw a deer was attacked by a tiger, right? So the deer was pregnant and went to the riverside to drink water. So suddenly a tiger leaped and the deer got so shocked and the deer leaped, had a miscarriage, and the baby deer, which is called doe, D-O-E, doe, fall into a river and the thing got washed away. So when King Bharat saw all this, he felt so bad. He says, I am the king of this world. I have to protect every living entity. He jumped into the water and saved that doe. After he saved the doe, he started to grow up with the doe, feed the doe, right? He became so attached to the doe. At one moment, suddenly the doe disappeared and he was so shaken and he was saying, whoa, where's my deer? Where's my deer? Where's my darling deer? Running, running, running. He had a slip and fall, hit on the head, and he was dying. At the time of death, suddenly the doe appeared. He said, where's my doe? Suddenly the doe appeared in front of me, dear. Oh, my dear, how are you going to live without me? Boom, he dies. Even such a great pious king with such a great strength, he lost his opportunity, and next birth he born as a deer. All right. Of course, the story is mentioned in Canto 5 Srimad Bhagavatam under the story of Jada Bharat. It's a very interesting story. All right. So all these stories falls to this thing. Even a great soul at the time of death thinks of something else, he can still miss the boat. How about us, a normal, ordinary person? All right. So like that. So our consciousness is very important. So like there's also saying that, okay, I'm so attached to the house. Oh, I'm going to leave this house. I work so hard. Boom, he dies. So next birth, he will definitely come enter the house. But he comes to the house in many ways, right? He come into the house as a reptile, as a frog, as a cockroach. Doesn't matter. You like the house, Krishna will give you that house. The nature will provide you the house. But you can be in any gross form to enter into that house. Okay, it's very important. 8.6. Okay, chapter 8 is basically a very important chapter that gives you the warning if you do not practice it nicely. Okay, whatever state of mind being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail. There's no failure about it. Okay. Then after that, 8.7, Krishna also continues. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anushmara yudhyacha mayyar pita mano buddhir mam evasyasya shangshayaha. Therefore, Arjuna, then after that, now Krishna is saying, okay, now it is. So therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna. Can you see that? So now there's always a debate, right? Why should I? Okay, because you're in Krishna conscious, you are in ISKCON, you are in Hare Krishna. You always talk about Krishna. You always want to think about Krishna. Actually, we are not doing that. We are simply following the instruction of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Tasmat sarvesu kalesu. In every given opportunity. Right? Mam anusmara yudhyacha. My yar pita. My yar, you, my form. Mano, mind, buddhir, use intelligent. So that means you should always think of me in the form of Krishna. Okay, you must always think of me in the form of Krishna. So that's what Krishna says. Think of me in this form. And at the same time, so while thinking of me, carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. So what Krishna is telling us, so think of Krishna at the same time, carry your duty in your job that you are performing. With your activities dedicated to me. See what he says, Krishna says, with your activities. That's what we have studied in Karma Yoga, chapter 3 and chapter 5. Activities dedicated to Krishna. Okay, with your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me. Okay, how are you going to fix the mind and intelligence? We spoke about it yesterday. The purification of the mind happens when we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, when the intelligence we fix on Krishna by studying the Bhagavad Gita. So when we do mind and intelligence, both fixed on me. That means, again, with your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without a doubt. Isn't that simple? Think about it. If not this, what other method that you can think of? What other options that you can think of, which can be as easy as this, right? Do you want to go and sit in the forest and cross your leg and sit erect and meditate? Or do you want to make a big fire pyre and start to do fire sacrifice? Or do you want to build a huge temple, install a deity, and start to worship the deity? What happened on that day if you fall sick, right? Deity worship must start from Mangalarti from 4 a.m. Right, for Brahma Muhurta. But before you do your Mangalarti prayers, you have to bathe. You have to take a bath. And before that, before you can take a bath, you must make sure your stomach is empty. Okay? If you want to have a stomach empty, means the food, everything in your stomach must be fully digested. Therefore, for that reason, you shouldn't take your dinner earlier. You cannot eat yesterday night, nicely eat tomorrow morning. No, your stomach must be empty. So you cannot take dinner. You must finish your lunch. Then after that, you have so much of rituals, preparation, garland, everything you have to prepare for the next day worship. So then you go to bed. Next day, first thing you wake up, you invite the deity, call the deity, deity greetings and all these things. Then after that, you start to offer one by one, toothpaste and everything. You start to offer one by one. Is it possible? Maybe for Brahmanas, those who are trained in that is possible. But me, definitely, even I myself, definitely a big no. I can't do that. Then how? So, I mean, that is in a Dwapara Yuga. So in Kali Yuga, what Krishna says, very simple, simply engage. All right. So all these things are possible. So in Kali Yuga, it's very simple. You just think of Krishna in the form of Krishna. Then after that, carry on with your prescribed duty, whatever job you just carry on, but you dedicate to Krishna. All the activities dedicate to him. And after that, your mind and intelligence, your mind, you just engage in chanting and your intelligence engage in reading. All right. So by doing that, Krishna says there's no doubt about it. Okay, there's no doubt. You will definitely come to me. And 10. Now Krishna start to do the combination. Then after that, okay, now he said all these easy method, right? Now we're going to speak. What happens if you perform dhyana, meditation? Right? So if you are a dhyana yogi, how are you going to come to him? Example, Krishna says, okay, prayana kale manasa chalena bhaktya yukta yoga balena chaiva bhruvo madhye pranama veshya samyak satat parang purusham upaiti divyam. One who at the time of death fixed his life air between the eyebrows. That means he fixed the life air within the eyebrows. And by the strength of yoga with undeviating mind, that means mind is not deviated, engage himself in remembering the Supreme Lord in full devotion, will certainly attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that means this is how the Dhyana yogis attain perfection, by fixing the life air in between the eyebrows. And with so much of great difficulty and great determination, he attained the Supreme Personality. And how about Jnana yogis? Yat aksharam vedo vido vadanti vishanti yat yatayo vitaragaha yadi chanto brahmacharyam charanti tate padang sangrahena pravakshe. Brahmacharyam charanti. Yat ichanto brahmacharyam. So person who learn in the Vedas, who utter Omkara. I mean those who are learned in Vedas, who always utter Om, Om, Omkara. Okay? And who are great sages in renounced order of life. Renounced order, that means he's a great sages in sannyas offer. He enters into Brahman. Desiring such perfection, one practices celibacy. That means to attain that, one practices celibacy. They usually be a brahmachari. I shall now briefly explain to you the process of which one may attain salvation. So what is Brahman? They enter into Brahman means enter into the light. 14. Now Krishna explained how about Bhakti yogis. Those who engage, what happened to easy way for Bhakti yogas? Ananya cheta satatang yo mam shmarati nityasha tasyaham sulabha partha nitya yuktasya yoginaha. For one who always remembers me without deviation, that means remembers without even deviated, I am easy to obtain, O son of Pratha, because of his constant engagement in devotional service. Constantly when you cook, every morning when you wake up, you cook, you're just thinking for Krishna. The food that you eat, oh, I'm enjoying the remnants of Krishna. Wow, so nice. All right. Then after that, the book that you're going to read the glories of Krishna. Okay, maybe you got a TV, now you got a smart TV with YouTube facility, you just can click and watch the stories and katha about Krishna. Okay. Then after that, you got a deity in the house, you got a flower plant, you see where all the flowers are blooming, all these blooming just to please Krishna. Okay. Then after that, you start to clean, all right? You need to sweep the house, or whether you're sweeping the house or what, even you say if you sweep the house, okay, we have this Krishna as the Yajaman or the master, all right, of this house. I'm cleaning this house so that he can be very comfortable. So just like the simple act. Now I'm going to go to work. I'm getting okay, I'm going to work 8 o'clock, punch cut. Then I'm performing my duty. Why? Because end of this month, I know I need to get a salary so that I can use that salary to please Krishna. So everything you start to think about Krishna, you start always engaging in the thought of Krishna. Okay. By doing that, what happened? It's okay. You are always remembers Krishna in every way of life. Okay. When you drink water, oh, that is a taste of Krishna. When the sun rises, oh, Krishna has arrived. Right? And when the moon arises, oh, Krishna is here to give me comfort at night. Okay. So all the things you start to meditate on Krishna, you become fully Krishna conscious, and in that way you can easily you can go back to Krishna. Right? So now let's look at this 8:15. Mam upetya punarjanma dukkhalayam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmana shangshiddhim paramangata. Mam upetya punarjanma. Punarjanma means this thing. Okay. Previous birth. Okay, now let's say dukkha alayam. The word dukkha alayam. Dukkha means suffering. In Malay language also we call dukkha, right? Dukkha means suffering. Dukkha alayam, place, the place of suffering. Okay, Krishna says in 8:15, after attaining me, the great source, which is Mahatma, after attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion. Okay, we are all yogis. We are called as the bhakti yogis. The yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of misery. Okay, because they have attained the highest perfection. Okay, they have attained the highest perfection. So after attain to that above, okay, this is all Vaikunta planet and this Goloka world. Once we go there, we shall not return to this material world again. Right? So 8:16. After that, Krishna continues, A Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punar Avartino Arjuna Mam Upetya tu Kaunteya Punar Janmana Vidyati. So what Krishna says, from the highest planet in the material world to the lowest, okay, to the everywhere in planetary system, like highest is Lord Brahma, up to the lowest hellish planet, are all the places of misery. Everywhere you suffer. Why? Because repeated birth and death take place. All these places, there's a repeated birth and death. That means you're born again, you die again. Born again, you die again. All right. But those who attain my abode, okay, but those who have attained to my abode, O son of Kunti, never take birth again. He will never be born again. Okay. So like this, we have gone through all the birth and death in every species of life. All right, first we were born, then ultimately we die. Okay, la, born, die is okay. But the most frustrating part is to get old and to be diseased, right? To fall sick and be diseased is something that is so frustrating that nobody actually likes it. Okay, so there's a place of absolute suffering and what they call place to suffer. Okay, any questions so far? We have 8 people here. Any questions? Was I too fast? Is it okay? Okay. Hey, Hare Krishna, Vivan.
And
Was I too
still
fast? Huh?
the speed is okay.
Oh, speed is okay. Right.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, now it's 10:03. Shall we take a short break? We just take a 2-3 minutes break, then we come back. Okay, because we're going to discuss the duration of life of Brahma. It's going to be quite distinct. So I want you to take a break, think about what you have learned. Just 2-3 minutes, go to washroom or whatever, take drink of water, and come back. We continue. Okay, just short break. Hare Krishna. Okay, we continue our discussion. Okay, so now we understand. So okay, so we saw that after attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world. Okay, then we also read just now, from the highest planet in the material world to the lowest, anywhere in this material world. Okay, all are places of misery. Sometimes when we think, okay, I think Malaysia is not a very conducive place, I would like to migrate. I want to go to US, I want to go to England, right? I want to go to Australia, whichever country, whichever place that you go within this material world, also there will be repeated birth and death. And similarly, also the Satya Yuga, which is the highest Yuga. Okay. Now let's look at this, the Brahma's lifetime. Okay. Now let's understand this thing. We have 4 yugas here. Okay. If you don't understand, please stop and ask. So there are 4 yugas. Okay. This is called the 4. You think we call this as the millennium. Millennium. M-I-E-U-M. I hope my spelling is right. So there are 14 millenniums. All right. So we call this as millennium. All right, millennium. So in every millennium, so like this is like the 4 season. Okay, first is a Satya Yuga or Krita Yuga, we call it. Second is Treta Yuga. Third is Dwapara Yuga, and at last now we are in Kali Yuga. Okay, so when we look at these yugas, so Satya Yuga will last 1.728 million years, or in Indian calculation 17,28,000 years. Right, in Treta Yuga, the duration for Treta Yuga is 1.296 million years, or 12,96,000 years. In Dwapara Yuga, 864,000 years, or 8,64,000. And today we are in Kali Yuga, 432,000 years. Okay, and so far we have already passed through 5,200 years has gone. Okay, roughly, right? 5,200 years has gone. So now we have a balance of approximately 427,000 years to go. Okay, like some says the Armageddon going to happen, the earth going to destroy anytime soon, the end of the world is coming. No, not yet. It has still have 427,000 years to go. All right. So now, okay. So this is the duration. So when you combine all this duration, okay, when you combine all this duration, Kali Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Treta Yuga, Satya Yuga, this is one round. That means one round, okay, we call as Chatur Yuga. Chatur means 4, okay, Chatur Yuga. And one Chatur Yuga, which is the combination of one round of 4 yugas. That means all these 4 yugas is called one Chatur Yuga. So when you add on all these, the total is 43,20,000 years, or 4,320,000 years. The one cycle will go on. So far, so good. Are you all following me? Thumbs up if you don't understand. If you thumbs up if you understand. So I know that you are following me. Anyone? Any one of you confused? Okay. So that means one round is equal to one Chatur Yuga, which is called 4,320,000 years. Okay. Now, Brahma lived for 100 years. The Brahma lives for 100 years. 100 years is lifetime. Okay. 100 years lifetime. And Brahma got 24 hours. 24 hours. 24 hours means the first 12 hours we call one kalpa. The another 12 hours we call another kalpa. Okay. A kalpa also we can say, like in our modern term, day and night. We have 12 hours day, 12 hours night. Okay, or 12 hours AM, 12 hours PM. Okay, so once we start exactly midnight 12:01, it consider AM, and the AM will last until 11:59 in the afternoon PM. So that is 12 hours of day, 12 hours of night. So okay, so 12 hours of Brahma we call one kalpa. Okay, so this one kalpa, okay, one kalpa, that means one kalpa is equivalent to 1,000 Chatur Yuga. Okay, in other words, we see one Chatur Yuga is combination of these 4, which is 4.32 million years. Okay, there's one. Like this, you times by 1,000 is equivalent to day of Brahma, one kalpa. So when you look at 2 days of Brahma, 2 days, I mean, sorry, a day and night, that means 124 hours of Brahma is called 2 kalpa. You all following me? If you don't understand, please, if you don't want to say anything, you even can put a message, don't understand. Then I can repeat again. It's very important. If you understand, you can put a thumbs up. So one day, 12 hours of Brahma is equivalent to 1000 Chatur Yuga. 12 hours of Brahma. That means AM of Brahma is 1 Chatur Yuga. And PM of Brahma is another Chatur Yuga. So that means total of 24 hours. 24 hours means how many Chatur Yuga? Can anyone tell me? How many Chatur Yuga in 24 hours of Brahma?
$2,000.
2000 Chatur Yuga. Okay, good. So 24 hours of Brahma is equivalent to 2000 Chatur Yuga. Okay. So 2000 Chatur Yuga means what? This entire 4.32 million years times by 1000, sorry, times by 2000, 1 day.
Azmi?
Ah.
Azmi? Billy man.
Okay. So now Brahma's lifespan is 100 years. Brahma lived for 100 years. So roughly when you see, if you look at 2 kalpa times by 360 times by 100, so roughly Brahma's lifespan is around 311.04 trillion years. Oh, sorry, 301. Okay, I'm confusing. So 1 day of Brahma is 4.32 times by 2 times by 100. Yes, it's around 311.04 trillion years. After that, the Brahma dies. Okay, you are following me on this? If no answer, I assume that you all are following. You're getting it what I'm saying. Okay, now, so 1 night of Brahma. So when this 12 hours is done, okay, let's look at this 12 hours, 1 kalpa. We don't worry about all this. 1 kalpa. 1 kalpa means after the Brahma, awaken, after 12 hours he go to bed. Okay. So when the night comes, the night of Brahma comes, there'll be a partial annihilation. Partial annihilation means part of this, the half of this planetary system will be destroyed. Okay, that is Bhumandala downwards, all will be destroyed and everything will be merged into Garbho Dakshai Vishnu. Okay, now, so that means half. But when 100 years is done, when 100 years of Brahma done, its entire planetary, entire universe will be destroyed. They call Mahapralaya. Okay, anyway, I don't want to confuse you with that. But we understand, at the night of Brahma, the partial annihilation happened, the earth and everything will be destroyed. So when the destruction will happen, after what they call, after this 12 hours of Brahma, after 1000 Chatur Yuga, the half of the system will be destroyed. Okay. Now, 8.21. Abhyaktokshara ityuktas tam ahu paramam gatim yam prapyana nivartante taddama paramam mama. So now Krishna is saying that which the Vedantis describe as unmanifest and infallible. That means the place that is unmanifest, that the thing is like, it doesn't like created, it's always there. And infallible means it's eternal. That which is known as the supreme destination. This place is known as the supreme destination. That place from which, having attained, when a person attains that place, is never returned. One never returns. And after that, Krishna says, Tat Dhamma Paramam Mama. That is my supreme abode. Okay. Then after that, in 8.28, Krishna continues. Vedesu yaknesu tapasu chaiva danesu yat punya palang pradistam atyeti mat sarvang idang viditva yogi parang stanam upaiti chadyam. A person who accepts the path of devotional service. Okay, a person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the result derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifice, undergoing austerity, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activity. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all these, and at the end, he reaches the supreme eternal abode. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, now let's look at this. So now in Satya Yuga, okay, the form of achieving liberation is by meditation. Okay, then in Dwapara Yuga, they achieve by fire sacrifice, fire sacrifice or yagam, and in Treta Yuga is by deity worship. Okay, so now when you look at this the scenario here is Satya Yuga. So what are the things that in Satya Yuga happen? So you achieve the liberation through severe meditation. Okay, mystic meditation. Okay, in order for you to do that meditation, you must be renounced, you must be very powerful, you must be very strong, you mentally must be everything. Your mentally and your mind, especially your mind, should be very strong to sit in one place and go for severe meditation. And when you look at Dwapara Yuga, they achieve by sacrifice. Okay, when you want to do sacrifice, what are the things? You have to give lot of remuneration, you have to give lots of donation. When the Brahmana comes, you have to give donation, you have to give lots of donation. Okay, so it takes so much of sacrifice. The fire sacrifice is just not only putting the thing into the fire, but there is lots of other things. And in Treta Yuga, sorry, I made a mistake. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So here supposed to be this is supposed to be Treta Yuga, and this is supposed to be Dwapara Yuga. So in this Dwapara Yuga, you also have to perform so much of deity worship, and it costs you so much of money. A lot of charity you have to be done. You have to bring all these things. So lots of things that has to be performed just to achieve perfection in all this previous Yuga. So therefore, now what Krishna says here, we look at this. He said, Vedesu Yaknesu Tapasu Chaiva. A person who accepts the path of devotional service. When a person simply accepts devotional service, so what happened? Okay, when he accepts the path of devotional, when a person accepts the path of devotional service, okay, it's not bereft means, that means he will get the result of performing, studying the Vedas, right? You get the benefit of studying the Vedas, okay, or performing sacrifice, or undergoing austerity, like how in Satya Yuga you undergo austerity, all right? And also giving charity. When you do these kind of charitable things, you want to do this kind of yagya and all this, you have to do a lot of charity. At the same time, also studying, pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. Okay, all these are fulfilled. It's considered fulfilled. So that means pursuing philosophical and fruitive activity means what Krishna says here. Dhanesu yat punya palam punya palam pradistam atyeti tat sarvam, all kind of idam viditva yogi paramsthanam upaiti chadya. So when we see that when a person is studying the Vedas, performing sacrifice, undergoing austerity, giving charity, pursuing philosophical and fruitive activity. Okay, fruitive activity means we are all wanted to do something. Sometimes as a normal person, we also have some desires. Yes or not? I hope that my children study this. I hope I get a promotion. I hope I get this money. I want to do this. Whatever desire that you may have. Okay, what Krishna says then, simply by performing devotional service, what happened? He attains all these. Okay, he attain all these things. Whatever desire that you have, he attain. You get it. But at the same time, at the end, he reaches the supreme eternal abode. So in other words, what we can understand from this verse. So even you may have some desire, you want to do this thing, you have even a desire for like material desire and everything. But when you perform devotional service, he attains every of this. You all following me on this? All right. So now, all right. So like example, okay, now let's look at this the history of Ajamila. Right? Ajamila is a person who was a very pious Brahmana. He performed a very nice devotional service when he was very young. Okay, he was very young. He was perform a nice devotional service, and he was serving the Lord with so much of sincerity and everything. But due to some unfortunate situation, one day he went to the forest to pick some wildflowers. He wanted to pick some flowers to offer to the Lord. So when he went into the grove, the forest, suddenly he saw a two-person, a man, a low-born man with a prostitute was hugging and having, they were having sex. Okay, they were embracing each other. So when he saw the way that man is embracing the thing, he got so attracted. By the same time, Ajamila is already married with children. But he was so attracted to this thing because you know why? Relationship with the wife, it is with respect, mutual understanding, and love. But with prostitute, it's not like that. So when he start to see something which is beyond, so he was like, see, wow, and he got so attracted. Okay, that's what now we are seeing that a lot of modern Ajamilas are here, right? Sometimes we are watching this kind of. Sometimes when we go through this, suddenly a person like to go into this kind of unwanted website and they start to see all kind of nonsense, right? Despite being married and everything, because that's the nature, that's illusion. The illusion of the sense of touch is very strong. That's why, as we studied before, all the five senses are like five different horses. It's very hard to control them. Remember? So when Ajamila saw this, he got so attracted. And he said he wanted this kind of life. So what happened? He gave up his Brahmanical duty in devotional service. He gave up his wife and children. He went after the prostitute, looked for a brothel. Okay, he wanted to go and see this. So after that, he eventually married a prostitute. But in order to maintain the prostitute, what are the things? Because prostitute in English they call gold digger, right? When you want to have them, they are not an easy maintenance people. They are very expensive maintenance. So he started to accumulate so much of wealth. He do all kind of sinful activity simply to satisfy her. So he stopped his Brahmanical quality. He started to be a miser. He started to save money. He started to kill. He did everything. All the sins that you can think of, he started performing it. All right. So one day, at the end of his life, okay, he was very old, around age of 85. At the age of 85, he had a 5 or 6 year old son, a 5-year-old boy son. Imagine at that age, and imagine how lusty that person is. At a very old age, still can have a young child. Okay. So while he was wrestling, suddenly he saw the Yamadutas. This is Yamadutas. See the way the Yamadutas, they'll come like a cowboy. They call that the rope. In Tamil, we call pasakairi. They're like a cowboy. They throw and they pull. They pull the soul out. When he saw the glimpse of these Yamadutas, he got so scared and suddenly started to scream for his son. The son was playing around him. He started to call, Narayana, come, Narayana, save me, Narayana, Narayana. Actually, he was calling upon the son, right? When he was calling his son, the son was playing around him. If you look at the son, he's calling, Narayana, save me. These people, ugly people are here to take me away. Come on, save me, Narayana. When he was screaming for that helplessly, suddenly the Vishnu Dutas came from Vaikunta. They came and immediately stopped these what they call Yamadutas from taking the life soul away. They stopped. He said, now you stop taking the soul away. And after that, this what they call Yamadutas was surprised. He said, what are you talking? You all look so beautiful. You all look a celestial being. Huh? Why are you stopping us from doing our job? We are taking this very sinful rascal to hell. Why are you stopping us? Then the beautiful beings start to say, the Vishnu Dutas start to say, no, he doesn't suit, he doesn't belongs to hell, right? Because he chanted the name of Narayana. He chanted the holy name of the Lord. Therefore, we are here to take him. Then they were puzzled. I say, are you sure you're talking the right thing? He have done all the sins. Just name it. No, he was a young Brahmana with a beautiful and wife with the elderly parents. He gave them up. He discarded his wife, and after that he discarded his children. Then he went after a prostitute, and after that he did all kind of sin. Just name it, just to maintain her. And now you're telling that he is so pious that he can go back home, back to Godhead. Are you sure you're talking the right thing? Yes. Stop it. Okay. Then after that, Yamaduta says, wait, I will go to Yamaraj and ask him. Okay. Then after that, what happened? All the Yamadutas here, he came to Yamaloka. He came to Yamaloka, and that's Lord Yamaraj is sitting there. He came to Yamaloka and start to speak to Yamaraj. The first thing he asked, Yamaraj, Yamaraj, Yamaraj. You know, then Yamaraj will say, hey, why all of you are like so agitated? Why? First thing, tell me, are you the only Lord of this place? Is there anyone superior to you? Then he asked, what do you mean? Why asking me this question suddenly? I went to this place to bring this Ajamila who is extremely sinful to hell. All right. But before I could do so, suddenly you look at the sun and start to scream, Narayana, 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 help me. When he started to scream, suddenly the four celestial beings is so beautiful. All right. With 4 hands, 4 arms, and all these things with weapon upraised, they came, they stopped me from doing my job. They said, don't touch him, get lost. So now I'm asking you, who is this thing? What is happening here? You must tell me what is happening. Then Lord Yamaraj says, well, look here, Yamadutas, that is called the Harinama Sankirtan. Those who chant the holy name will be, all the sins will be removed at once. Therefore, let me warn you, you must understand the person that you can bring to this hellish kingdom. Do not bring a person who have a kanti mala. You know the tulsi mala that we have on our throat? Okay, it's all tulsi mala. Do not bring a person who adores tulsi mala on his neck. Number 2, do not go near to the person who have tilak. The tilak, you know, the tilak means the tilak here on the forehead. Do not go near to the person who having a tilak on his forehead. Do not go near to the person who worships tulsi in the house. When you see the tulsi is worshipped in the house, don't go there. And importantly, never go to the person who chants the holy name of the Lord. These are the 5 people, avoid them. If you want to go there, before that, you do tell me first, don't go, right? Because if anything goes wrong, I have to be the subject. I have to face the music, right? Don't go to this kind of people. And after all these things happened, what happened? They understood. Then Yamadutas went back and told this. And all this conversation, Ajamila was watching. He was at deathbed. He was watching these 2 people are fighting and talking to each other. And that's when he started to realize he made a blunder. He made a huge mistake in his life for being the victim of his senses, running after women. And after that, and that also not a chaste woman, a prostitute. In order to maintain that, I did all kind of sin. So he atoned his mistake. And after that, he continued to worship the Lord and chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. He started to worship the Lord with his Maha Mantra. That eventually, after some time, the Yamadutas came back to take him. The Vishnu Dutas came and receive him and take him back home, back to Godhead. Right? How the process will happen? So at the time of death, okay, the Yamadutas, the messenger of Lord Vishnu will come, and this is Garuda Vahana, or we also can call as Garuda Airlines. All right, so Garuda Vahana will come, and the person will lift the body in the form of a thumb. Okay, it lifts, and then another Vishnu Dutas will be blowing the conch shell. Okay, and the person get liberated. So when what happened? This Ajamila will go to the core of the universe. break the core, there'll be a river we call Viraja River. After taking a bath in Viraja River, he gives up all his material conception of life. He takes the beautiful form of Lord Vishnu. They call Swarupa Moksha. You take the form of this, and after that, continue your journey back straight to Vaikuntha Loka, and you stay there eternally. What is Viraja? What is Vaikuntha? What is Kailasha? What is the planetary system? What is the 14 lokas? What is Brahma? What is Shiro Dakshai Vishnu? Who is Garbo Dakshai Vishnu? Who is Paramatma? Garbo Dakshai Vishnu. The Narayana that at the bottom from the navel Brahma appeared. Who are they? And from where they came from? They came from Mahanarayana, which is Karna Dakshai, Mahavishnu. Who is he? Where did he come from? All these things we'll discuss tomorrow because I'm going to draw and everything show you this. Please don't miss the opportunity. Nothing like attending the live class. Okay, those who are going to watch this recording, let me tell you something. Please come and join the live class. You get the first-hand experience. And at the same time, if any of these topics you don't understand, you could be able to stop me and ask question where you can understand this thing. Because to know the process of Garbo Dakshai, Karna Dakshai Vishnu, Garbo Dakshai Vishnu, Shiro Dakshai Vishnu, and now the Paramatma and all the living entities, just by knowing that in chapter Canto 3 Srimad Bhagavatam, it says a person who knows this, the person attains salvation. Just by knowing this, the person can get liberated. This is the topic I'm going to discuss tomorrow. Make sure all of you attend the live class. Okay, so with that, let's take the commitment. RDC formula: read, distribute, chant Hare Krishna. So just by reading the what they call Bhagavad Gita, you purify your intelligence, and by distributing the Bhagavad Gita, you're coming down in action. You purify your false ego. The false ego will become the real ego. Performance of devotional service and the chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Please don't miss it. I've already ordered 50 sets of Japa Mala because mine is all finished. So the thing is coming. I think there is coming from Johor, if I'm not mistaken. My president is coming down this Sunday and is going to bring 50 sets of Japa Mala. And after that, I'm going to distribute all the Japa Mala and the Bhagavad Gita and all this. So take the commitment. Chant Hare Krishna no matter what. Okay. We can think about anything else. We can put, we have so many commitments in life. I understand. You may be committed to do something. You'll be committed to watch some serial dramas, which is quite common nowadays. Then sometimes you just want to call and talk to someone. You want to this thing to watch your Facebook, TikTok, or whatever it is. Just try to reduce few minutes. You may think about 16 activities you have in your life per day. All right. What is the 16 activities that you have? Okay. First thing, you wake up in the morning. What time you wake up? Okay. The first activity is awakening. So now try to wake up 15 minutes earlier. Right. Say you go and bathe for, if you take a bath for what? Half an hour. Try to reduce the time to maybe 20 minutes. Okay. Then you start to do your prayer, whatever it is, sweeping the floor and everything. Maybe going to take you 1 hour. Try to make it in 45 minutes. Try to save that 15 minutes from there. All right. Number 4. Then you try. Then maybe you'll want to watch some update yourself, some from Facebook or whatever it is. Try to reduce it. Try to save 15 minutes from there. Right. Then after that you take your lunch. Okay. Maybe you're going to take, say if you're working, you got 1 hour lunch time. Try to finish your lunch in half an hour to 45 minutes. You save another 5 minutes from there. Like that, try to save in every activity. Think about all the activities. That's why I'm telling you, keep a journal with you. Keep a journal and write down what you have done for the day. Try to take 15 minutes from each 16 activities, and every one round only going to take you around 5 to 10 minutes. Right? Just chant your Hare Krishna mantra 16 times in a day. Right? And you start to see how your life will transform. It's unbelievable experience. Right? You may think about other commitment which is not going to be as important as chanting your holy name, because the death can knock your door any time. We may say, all right, like example, like my father, one astrologer told my father, you will live up to 80, 85. 85, because my grandfather died at the age of 85. So he told my father, you got a lifespan until 85. Right? Somewhere around 83 to 85 will die. So at the age of 70 plus, my father was so confident. He said, my death is going to come at the age of 85. But suddenly, age of 75, 76, Suddenly he's discovered he had he lost his voice. Check, he started to have a larynx cancer, the cancer of the throat, that eventually he succumbed to that. He died age of 75, 76, he passed away. So what happened to the prediction of the astrologer? So that's the realization that I got. So anytime anything can happen. So therefore, every single day, make it a practice. Okay. Because when that thing happened, it should be a very pleasant experience. And how pleasant the experience is going to look like, that you're going to be fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness, and you're going to go back home, back to Godhead, and live eternally in your constitutional position in a very happy way. Right? So that's a commitment. Don't miss the opportunity to chant your rounds. Okay, just take 5-10 minutes, carry the Bhagavad Gita wherever you go, read it, and of course distribute Bhagavad Gita at any of time. Okay, so with that, thank you so much for chapter 8. So let's open for questions. Is there any questions, any comment? Change the. Oh, I can't see myself. Huh? Gallery. Oh, okay. The gallery is here. Okay. So, I hope that you got some rough idea about this chapter 8, and tomorrow going to be chapter 9. It's going to be very, very interesting chapter, the confidential knowledge. Right? Is it confidential knowledge? So don't miss tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow the class will be in the evening. Okay, tomorrow is not morning, it's evening class. Chapter 9, the title is The Most Confidential Knowledge. Okay, we meet tomorrow, Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Okay, 7:30 p.m. So hope you can take your early lunch, early dinner, and listen, because tomorrow we may overshoot a bit because we're going to talk about the universal, lot of things. Okay, so don't miss the opportunity, and also encourage everyone. And if you think this video really helps you, so please share this video with all your family and friends. And the most important, now the YouTube is telling I need people to like it. View is there, okay, view is there. So many people are viewing all over India, okay, and in UAE, United Arab Emirates, all right, UAE, and there are few countries, right? It's spreading. Many people around the world are watching this video, but the most important is you have to like it. So you like it means they know, oh, you like this video, okay. If you don't like it, just like another random video. If you think this really helps you, just go to the YouTube, just like it and share. Okay, share with everyone so that let everyone benefit from this. And you also do remember this is going to be the final Gita Gyan program. There's no more Gita Gyan next year. Okay, next year I'm going to go into a deep studies of all sastras. Okay, that means Ishopanishad, Upadesha Mrita, what they call Nectar of Devotion, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Bhagavad Gita. So the process is going to take something like around, I don't know how many years it's going to take, because Bhagavatam itself got 18,000 verses. All right. So I'm not going to do this program anymore starting from next year. So please make full use of this to understand the summary of Gita. And after that, don't think after going through this thing, oh, I know everything. No, you have not known anything yet, because here we're only talking about the summary. Right now, you should go back and go to the chapter, read the thing. First, you read the this, you read word by word translation. Then you read the thing, and of course, the most important, read the purport, because by reading the purport, you're associating with the pure devotee of the Lord, who is none other than Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Because Prabhupada says, I live in my instruction and I live in my book. All right. So this Bhagavad Gita is a fantastic package. You have the instruction of Krishna, and that instruction is further taken and given to you as a cream, as a nectar by Srila Prabhupada. Okay. So there's no question, I believe. Okay, since there's no question, we end the session here. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva paditanam pavinibhyo vaishnavebhayo namo namo. Hare Krishna. Have a beautiful day. Bye.